Good day, everyone. Today's 10 interesting facts is on the Miranda class starship from Star Trek. I was going to do a USS Reliant only video, but there simply was not enough information to do a video on it. So, let's get into it. Number 1. The Miranda class had entered Starfleet service by the 2260s. One such starship, the USS Reliant, was in service by 2267 when it was repaired at Starbase 11. Several Miranda-class starships were in service during the mid-2280s, and the construction of the Miranda class continued well into the 24th century. Number 2. The length of the Miranda class was 233 meters long with 11 decks. It could also go up to warp 9.2. Number 3. The Miranda class was present in several major Federation engagements against the Borg, including the Battle of Wolf 359 and the Battle of Sector 001. Starships of the Miranda class were also present in numerous Dominion War battles, where they were often served as escorts. Many ships of the class saw action during Operation Return, the first and second battles of Chintaka, and the Battle of Cardassia. The mission profile of the Miranda class varied from performing various scientific roles to conducting patrol duties. By the latter half of the 24th century, one modified ship of this class, the USS Lantry, was also designated as a Class 6 Federation supply ship. By the 24th century, Miranda-class starships operated with a crew complement of 26 to 35 personnel. Number 4. The configuration of the Miranda class shared a similar design lineage and features with the refit of the Constitution class implemented in the early 2270s. The design also closely resembled the Soyuz class starships that were also in service around the same time. The Miranda class was composed of a single primary hull consisting of a saucer that was similar to that of a Constitution class. However, the bridge module positioned in top of the center was shaped differently than the Constitution class module. Mounted on the underside of the primary hull were two nacelle pylons connected to the warp nacelles. Design features of the primary hull included a docking port located on the forward section of the ship. The aft section included two shuttle bays, separated by the vessel's impulse engines. These shuttle bays were visually numbered 1 being on the rear port side and 2 on the rear starboard side. Number 5. Standard to all designs were 6 Type 7 phaser arrays located on the primary hull, 3 mounted to the top and 3 mounted to the bottom of the saucer. Also, standard to all designs were 4 phaser emitter mounted just beneath the impulse engines. In those ships possessing the roll bar, that superstructure contained 2 phaser emitters on each side that could fire both forward and to the ship's flanks. There were also 2 forward and 2 aft photon torpedo launchers housed in a pod mounted on the center of the superstructure. Number 6. By the 24th century, a number of modifications were made to the Miranda-class weapon systems. Some Miranda-class vessels, such as those of the twin pod variant, included a phaser array mounted on the lower part of the ventral dome and photon torpedo launchers in the main part of the ship rather than on the pod on the roll bar. The Class 6 variant of this class featured Class 6 defensive armaments. A majority of the 24th century Miranda-class vessels of the roll bar variant, particularly during the Dominion War, were equipped with phaser arrays and photon torpedoes equivalent to those used on other starships of that era, while keeping the same weapon array placement as the 23rd century Miranda. Number 7. The design of the Miranda-class bridge during the 23rd century shared a similar layout to the contemporary vessels of that era. Located on Deck 1 of the saucer section, the main bridge housed the command center of the Miranda class. The design lineage of the main bridge was a fairly standard floor plan for Federation starships. The ship's view screen was placed against the forward bulkhead with side-by-side navigation and helm controls. The captain's chair was directly aft of the aforementioned stations. Several variations existed in the layout of the surrounding stations. Number 8. At the rear and center of the USS Reliance bridge was a single turbolift entryway. Flanking the turbolift along the rear of the bridge were two stations unique to the Miranda class. They are the Master Situation Station on the starboard side and the Tactical Station on the port side of the bridge. The starboard side of the bridge included the Science Station and Communication Stations. Number 9. The numerous corridors that connected the various sections of the Miranda class resembled those of contemporary designs. The corridors on board the USS Reliant resembled those of the refit Constitution class. Main engineering contained a vertical warp core with multiple levels surrounding the core. The staging area of the transporter room on board the Miranda class possessed 6 transporter pads. Transporter control could be accessed through a console located on the bridge. Number 10. The Miranda class featured 2 shuttle bays, located port and starboard of the ship's center. On some Miranda class ships, such as the USS Saratoga, both of the shuttle bays held escape pods capable of transporting several personnel. The crew quarters located on the outer rim of the ship contained several large picture windows, littered with numerous large support braces. I do hope you liked this video. Consider subscribing to the channel to get all our videos as they come out. Take care and have a great day.